It's a big year this year. You're thinking about retiring. One of the things that we hear most often from clients who work at BP is questions about their pension. When do I take it? A lot of people think that they have to take it right when they retire. That's not true. So one of the things we'll talk about today is, does it make sense to take it when you retire? Does it make sense to wait, and why? If you've already joined me for some of these YouTube videos, you already know that interest rates going up negatively can affect your lump sum pension or your wrap pension from BP. So one of the things that we have seen recently, high interest rates. And so one of the things that we'll look at going forward is, are interest rates going to decrease? Because if they do, that could be an indication that it could make sense to delay taking the pension, even if you're still retiring on the same date. As you guys know, since March of 2022, we've seen interest rates go from 0.25% all the way up to 5.38%. That's huge. That's the fastest pace of rate hikes since the late 80s. And I know everyone's wondering when rates will come down. You can kind of see on this chart here, long run expectation is 2.5%. That'll take a little bit of time to get there. But what we are seeing is over the next 1 to 2 years, rates dropping 1 to 2%. And if we believe that, and you're retiring this year, it could make sense to retire and then delay making those pension elections for at least a year, depending on what we think will happen in the future. Now, we don't have a crystal ball, but we can take a look at market indicators and what's going on with the Fed to make an informed decision. Okay, let's look at an example. You are retiring, let's say at the end of February of this year, 2024. Your cash balance right now in your pension is $1.5 million. And as a reminder, the BP plan is a cash balance plan, so you always get the cash balance. But if we're in a good interest rate environment, meaning a low interest rate environment, you may get more on top of that. So that's really what's going to play into the rate discussion, projection of rates, and what you might get above and beyond that cash balance if you were to wait. So big thing here is, what are the rates? What have they been? What are we projecting them to be? November of 23 are the rates we're going to look at, because we just said we're going to retire at the end of February. Let's say the first date that you can take your pension is March 1st of 24. BP does a 4-month look back. So we're looking back to November of 23. Rates are high. They're in the high fives. So let's say, okay, if they're in the high fives, you're just going to get the cash balance pension if you take your pension March of 24. What if you waited 12 months? Let's say the November 24 rates are just 1 percentage point below where they are March of 23. In our calculations, we're showing that that could add $150,000 of value to your lump sum pension by delaying taking it for 12 months. Now, one of the other things that I hear too is, okay, if I delay it and I get the 150, what if I took it when I retired? Could I do better in the market than just waiting for a year to get the 150? So that's something that we have here. If you got 5% return in the market and took your pension right when you retired, you'd have no growth over the interest credit that you already get by just having it in the cash balance pension. If you got 9%, you'd get about $60,000 over that. So still, we're not at the 150. Even if you got a 13% return, you'd only have $120,000 of growth. And then if we compare that to 150, you're still $30,000 off the mark. Now, that's not to say if we had an excellent market that you couldn't get over and above the 150. It's probably unlikely, though. So in this case, what I'm seeing here and what I would likely recommend to clients, depending on their retirement goals, is maybe thinking about delaying, maybe taking that risk, hoping that rates do drop 1 or more percent so that we can get some extra value from the pension when we retire. These decisions cannot be made in a vacuum, though. While we are experts on BP benefits, we do need to look at your individual financial goals, your entire plan, so that we can give realistic advice, and that's going to be unique to everyone, right? So please do reach out to us. We offer complimentary meetings. We can do an analysis, see where you are, and see if we can give you some good tips and even help you make a decision on your pension. If you enjoyed this content, please do follow us on social media, and you can also find a link here to our on-demand webinars. We offer complimentary meetings for people looking to work with us, and we can explore your unique financial situation. Thank you for watching.